Yo, what's good? I'm going to be working on my 5 instruction machine here in CPM, and I will be coding it up. Hopefully, I'll be finishing it today. Hopefully, I'll be finishing it tonight, and we'll try to compile it, and we'll try to run it on SimH, and if that works, you can't really see it well, but there's a my Altair is in the back, and later on, I guess in a week or two, I'll have my office cleaned up again, and I'll be able to actually show you, um, I'll actually be able to show you my setup. Sorry, just these cats are just so annoying. If you can't hear them, oh, it looks like Milo has stolen Binks' toy. I think that's what's wrong. Yo, Reese-Ram, what's up? And now we have a cat. We now have a cat in one of the boxes, so they're going to be a little annoying, but that's all right. That's all right. Okay, so where am I? Where am I in all this? So right now, what I have is the basically the core of this. Basically, what's going to happen is this is a this is an emulator that runs 5 instructions. This computer is going to be Turing complete with 5 instructions: increment, decrement, increment, decrement, is Z, which is I'll tell you about later, jump and halt. So increment just increments a register, decrement decrements a register, jump jumps to a location in the program, and halt or stops the program. Well, how is that Turing complete? Well, it's the isZ instruction. The isZ is what makes it Turing complete. isZ tells. Do you mind? Do you mind? isZ tells the emulator to skip the next instruction if the register you specify is 0. If it's not 0, we continue on as normal. Oh my god, these things are so annoying. They're so cute. Anyway, so what I have is I have the structs, I have sort of the core, I can draw a box, draw the scroll bar, and all that stuff. And anyway, let's do it. So right now I am working on running the program. So now I have to do the instruction decoding. So yeah, they're annoying. I'm glad you guys can see them though. My run program. Reg, yep. Okay, let me just look. I'm looking at my notes here. Yep. String copy, yep. Scanf to scan your line into it, get to XY, draw which line you're on. Car? Yeah, dude, these cars are annoying as hell. God. These cars are annoying as hell. I just have the instruction decoding. If stir I comp instruction inc. So basically, if your instruction is increment, so what we're doing right now is we are going to write this in C as we know. We're going to compile it, and then we're going to go through and write each function, because I don't think CPM has string compare and stuff like that. So or it doesn't have to upper either. To upper and 0. And like to upper, I think is a pointer? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Oh my god. And 2 operand 0 less than equal. Oh my god, I can't type tonight. It's been a while. G. So what is this? This is testing to see if it's the ink, and then you're going to have A, B, C, D, E, F, or G. These are going to be the registers. And then reg index equals 2 operand minus A. That will turn A, B, C, D, E, F, G into numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you're going to set registers, reg index equals, sorry, plus. What am I doing? Write a C compiler for this when you get it working. Bro. You might remember, but I actually tried writing a compiler. I think I tried writing a compiler on stream. But I don't know. Writing compiler is hard. I could barely write an assembler. I haven't even finished the assembler. So yeah. Okay, so now let's change it to deck. Wait, what? Yeah, these are, yeah, I did that. I tried doing it. No, I meant a platform for C to compile to. Wait, you mean like make an OS to compile C for? Bruh. If red x. Okay, basically I'm just putting a guard on here so that you don't go lower than 0. No, lol. You have to know there's, you know how there's x86 and ARM64 all work as C? Yes. Yes, I do. I see. You want me to make an actual platform. Well, there is something I do want to do. Transistor, computer. I'm looking. There was a guy with a little hobbyist computer he built. There's one instruction C platforms. Yes, called an OSIC. So, one instruction set computer. There's a variety of OSICs. Yeah, you see him? Oh. My favorite is this, subtract and branch, if less than or equal to 0. This one makes the most sense, basically sublec. And you can sort of make sublec in hardware and then run it. And you can translate C to it. Basically subtract A, or subtract B from A, and if it's less than or equal to, if the result is less than or equal to 0, jump to C. Then Like it's perfect. So I'm doing 5 instruction. It's doing 1 instruction. Now you could argue that it's doing like multiple things in instruction, but like then then it becomes like, what is an instruction? Point is, I've never been able to find it again, but there was a guy who built a computer with nothing but transistors, and like that's, you know, a feat unto itself. But this motherfucker, he built a C compiler for it. He built an OS for it, and he hosted a website with his computer built completely from BJT transistors from these things. As far as I can recall, it wasn't based on any RISC architecture or anything. He just did it himself. And, like, he made a C compiler for his own architecture made out of discrete components, and it wasn't even really clean like this. It was literally like a complete rat's nest of wires. And if I ever find it again, I will show it because it is nuts. Now I have a book over there on my shelf that describes how to make a computer with just transistors. And it's somewhat similar to. I know we kind of went on a tangent here. I saw a picture here. I think it's similar to this one. The book is called like it's called Computer Time Travel. Yeah, here it is. And it's how to make a 4-bit computer, but it's how to make the 4-bit computer. But like it's how to make the instruction set decoder. It's how do you make it's a sequencer. All the computers is a sequencer. It will, if you know how a music sequencer works, where it goes like dot 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 dot, and like on each beat you can add a sound or an effect or something. That's what an instruction set decoder is. You have like 5 slots, so you have like up to 5 clock cycles to run your instruction, like and or XOR whatever you want, jump, and you just keep adding more instruction to this decoder to the sequencer, and it's that it. You sent the link. Passed through yet. Let me take a look. I haven't got a link on Discord or anything. Yeah, I haven't seen a link. But yeah, here. Yeah, how do you make the program counter the clock? The ring counter. The ring counter is a sequencer. Opcode register, opcode decoder, control matrix, data bus. The control matrix is like how do you set up instructions? 10 bytes of word. Oh, also it describes how to make RAM from transistors. So it wants you to use a RAM chip. But if you don't want to do that, up here, I don't know if you can see, but it is RAM. It is RAM built from transistors, and I think it takes like 8. It takes 6 transistors to produce 1 bit of memory. No, YouTube didn't send links, but it's nuts. This computer. Also, the computer, the book, the Computer Time Travel, basically takes this transistor computer, and you build it alongside a Z80 system you build to sort of compare and contrast how they work. Um, um, is this the one? It's very possible. 11-bit CPU. No, 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 no. This isn't the exact one, but this is very similar. This is a bit better. This is a bit better, as in more powerful. Arduino has memory, accumulator architecture, 8-bit, like connects to an LCD and keyboard, like out of transistors, and like that's all computers are, right? That's all they are. But but building it, oh, I would love to. I would love to build something like this and then like have it as my computer that only I know how to make and build and work with, and but add that on add that on to my list of projects. I I have a, I can't really show you because but I have a sort of a project like that. It's completely stalled out, and I haven't like done anything with it, unfortunately. But there is a CPU. This is the computer that I'm trying to build. It's the Hitachi 6309, and it is the most powerful 8-bit chip from back in the day that really kind of existed. It has up to a 32. It has a 32-bit accumulator. And it can do hardware multiplication and division, which is, if you know anything about 8-bit chips, that's absolutely nuts for like the 80s. Harusom, how many projects do I have? I had a list on my on Notepad++, and I have it somewhere, but it was like 33 projects, and they just kept growing. And so I just gave up adding them. I need to finish something. Yeah, that's I believe you. Okay. Anyway, let's move on. So I have increment and decrement. Now let's add is 0. Have I shown you my Python interpreter for the Altair? I actually got a Python interpreter. I vibe coded a Python interpreter for CP/M. It's actually stupid. Does it work? Not really well, but it does. Yeah, Desp, I feel that. And like most of my projects, I haven't even pushed to Git. Okay. So that looks good, and then if reg is stirs reg IDEX equals 0, because if it equals 0, then PC++, right, you increment the program counter, and if not, just continue on. Now the Python interpreter. Let me show you, because it's actually fucking insane. I'm sorry. Look at this. Can you see this? Um, 1 second, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to... Okay, here we go. Yeah. So let's do print hi. A equals 1, print A plus A. Look at that. And now type test.python. Look at this. I have a Python script. Oh. Look. No, I have the older version works with a single line while loop. I don't have it on this, but I have it on my Altair back here, which I'm going to show you some point. I do multi-line whiles, multi-line ifs. Like, it's more like Lua than anything. It's not really like Python because I have while and end while and end if. Because doing a pure white space language just kind of sucks. But it works. And I like parsing, working, like parentheses works, PEMDAS works. All on 64K in C, vibe coded. I touched nothing. Anyway. Okay. Let's get back to this. Rename the grammar. Well, at that point, it becomes not, Python at that point. I could rename it 1-to-1 for Lua. In fact, I tried to vibe code Lua, and it said, "Oh, actually, Lua's too difficult. I can't do it." And I'm like, "Shut up! You're the computer. You're supposed to be able to do whatever I want, right? You shouldn't be able to backtalk me." Okay, so now I gotta jump. But jumping is going to be not straightforward because jumping requires you to jump according to your table index. And your table index or table tree or table or labeled table is built by doing essentially a 2-pass assembly. You first run through your source code to grab all your labels, and then run through it again to number them in order. And then that will be your jump table. So this is essentially a 2-pass assembler, a screen editor, all rolled into one. Table, label, table, yep. Yeah, I should guess, like, Gemini. Gemini, I really love Gemini. At work we use, like, what do we use? We use Claude, and stuff, but I'm not paying for anything. I just use Gemini, and the 1 million context window is good enough for me. Anyway, let's do this. Target. What did I name this as? Target line, there we go. I'm a 100-time senior prompt engineer. I will make you a system prompt to make it so you can gaslight it to make it not to this shit say can't write compilers. Seriously, it would literally just be like, yes, it's too difficult to do. I'm like, I don't really care. Find a way. If -1 equal -1. I'm kind of worried about compiling this blind and just trusting the compiler to find the errors for me, because as we have seen in the past, AsTech-C doesn't really care if your function doesn't exist. It'll just do absolute garbage. So basically, if your target line works, then your program counter is now that line. I like how there's a continue. Oh, yeah. I have it. The continue, because the continue will prevent the cell inside a while loop. It'll prevent the plus plus at the end. Draw status. Label not found. And if the label doesn't exist, then just halt it. And then if it's the prompt, write a prompt to make Gemini write prompts for itself to build gaslights. That's pretty base, not gonna lie. Equals 0. Just set it to not running. And last but not least is else if instruction ln instruction, the length is if the end character is a colon, that means it's a label. We have so much to write for this. Do nothing, brah. And at the very end, increment to next line, draw reg, update that, delay, basically wait for your delay, and then highlight a line, go to XY. Bugs, ink deck, is there a jump and stop? Yep, that is it. Those are my 5 instructions. You got it. Are we going to see this working tonight? I'm hoping, but I'm not holding out hope. I'm being for real, writing a prompt for you right now for this. Bro, it ain't gonna work. Like, I have seen the limits of AI, and it's kind of sad. It usually fails with embedded programming stuff, like the STM32. Like, it just can't do it. It just can't do everything. You have to baby it. If it's not running, draw status, right? That's what it was. Because remember, AsticC can only take variables and function names up to 8 characters long. Any characters after that mean nothing. Execution stopped by user or STP, press any key. I could do a check to see, like, you know, if it actually isn't or isn't. Draw status, execution finished. Press any key. I can't find the any key. And then get ch, pause, and then draw UI. Redraw clean UI. And now we are on to the editor logic. This is going to be the fun part, because now we have the machine built. But now how do we type in our source code? My God. Okay. Let's do this, folks. Void handle input. Okay. I'm not 100% sure my prompt will work. Bro, will it work on AsticC? Look. Yes. AsticC requires you... hang on, sorry. Well, we'll get to that. AsticC requires you to have function names and variable names no longer than 8 characters. Okay? AsticC also requires the K&R syntax. There are no enums, for example. AsticC also requires only block-style comments. Okay? AsticC also has no C-type. It has no math, or I mean, it has a math library, but not. It has a math library. It has no C-type library. It has no string library. Memset doesn't exist. It's actually set mem, but it uses the same syntax. Floats aren't quite IEEE compliant. There's just so many quirks that you have to tell the AI so many times for it to spit out code that works. Because it just doesn't generally work. Defines work, but you but like that's it. Also, like, it's just, there's just so many things, and like you can't pass in structs via, you can only pass in structs via reference. Like, yeah, there's a ton of stuff that is just little intricacies of AsticC, because it's not quite ANSI compliant, because it was made before the ANSI standard. But if you can make it work, that'd be cool. Gemini has a very good understanding of CP/M. It kind of knows what you got to do to make things happen in CP/M. Place cursor. So go to XY, editor X plus cursor X. Yeah, Despa, send me the stuff in Discord, yeah. editor y plus cursor y minus top line. Ch equals get ch. So basically, move your cursor, and now I'm waiting for input. And now here's my input. Case 1, case 241. So this is going to be F1 key. Run program break. Case 10, case 250. This is going to be F10. Yeah. So F1 runs, F10 will stop. Okay. Now we're going to move the cursor on the screen. Send it to me. Dope. Oh, why have I never... 31 views, 4 concurrent viewers. It said it worked first try? Hang on. I don't know if the code works, but it did generate. Well, okay, let's look. Hang on one moment. What? You know this better than I do. This is crazy. Hang on. Write me a so with your headers. You said write me a simple lower runtime for the Altair 8800 NASDAQ C. We will just have basic syntax for now and iterate over the language features. We don't want everything at once because it will result in a catastrophic error. Let me take a cursory glance at this code, and I can tell you pretty definitively at a glance if this works. No. First line breaks it. First line instantly breaks. Greater than or less than? Here, how do I download this? Wow, it did not work. What? One second. Lilith. We're gonna tear apart some code here. Okay. Lilith, How do I learn coding from scratch in what language? Okay, so Jasper's probably going to go on an autistic rant, but here, this is my professional advice. First, to answer your first question, how do I learn code? Google. Legit. Google. Here, I'm going to show you. Check this out. Maybe I'll hide it so I don't like show my porn. How to, okay, sorry. What you want to do, Lalith, is not ask Google, how do I learn code? But learn, how do I code blank? How do I code a simple program? How do I code a simple game? This is what we're going to do. Think of a very simple game, and generally what I recommend doing is saying one of the first things that I want people to learn to try coding, to learn, is how do you code a random number guessing game. What this does is it shows you how to print text to the screen, how to get user input, how to generate a random number, how to do simple math, how to do a while loop, and how to do an if statement in that language. Now, what language should we choose? Well, there's hundreds and there's thousands. Some would say do C. I love C. This is the language I'm using right now. C is very easy to learn, kind of. There's 32 words, there's 32 instructions, there's 32 keywords for C. But it is an extremely low level, as in it runs very close to the hardware. There's not a lot of room for error. And it's not really user-friendly for like a beginner to learn in this day and age, I think. But it is still a fantastic language to learn, at least down the road. If learning C is too hard for you to start out, no sweat. You can learn it later. Once you learn a language, you can learn another language very easily. Like, it's very easy. I would say do Python, Lalith. So we're going to do this. How to code a simple number guessing game in Python. And you know what's kind of cool, Lalith, is the stupid AI overview that everyone hates is actually really good nowadays. It tells you exactly what you need to know, especially for something simple. So to use Python. Okay, well, how do you do Python? How to install Python? Basically, just download Python, and there's tons of guides on how to install Python. Things like that. You want to install the language. How do you program C? Well, you have to install a compiler or have a compiler, and there's every language has its own thing. But basically, look at this. It tells you exactly what line to type. It tells you why you want to type it. It even gives you the entire code at the bottom. You know what? We're going to try it. I'm just going to copy this code. Really? And then I'm going to can I just paste it in here and just run it? No, I can't. So okay, look, I'm running it right now. Welcome to the number guessing game. Think of between 1 and 100. Let's say 50, too high, 25, too low, 40, too low, 45, too high, 43, too low, 44. Congratulations. Look, it's done. It's that easy. That's how you learn to code. You just find a very simple project, and ask Google how to code it. And after a while, you will learn the whys, the whats, the wheres. And it takes a while. It takes months, might even take years to get really good. but it's fun. Anyway, I hope that answered your question. If you're still here, I really hope that's answered your question. But now, on to tearing apart Desp's vibe-coded Lua interpreter in C for the Altair. I can tell you instantly, this ain't gonna work, because these need to be quotes, because those brackets don't work. That's correct. No dynamic memory. Yeah. People used to have Discord. Note that I didn't say what the language shit. I don't want to be super specific for it, which is why I say you can just use the prompt engineer shit to make the prompt yourself. Yeah, I know, but I was trusting you to do this, dog. I'm gonna send this back to you. Your code review, your code shit. Rerun this, saying, of course, Lalith. I know I'm being hard on DSP here, and we have fun here. It's fun. I know, Lalith, this probably looks like complete garbage to you, or like gibberish, but it's not difficult to understand. It's not difficult once you learn, right? But I'm pretty sure if you're on this stream, Lalith, you're the type to want to learn it if you're on this stream. Okay, Des, basically, can you rerun this saying only 8 characters long for any variable, define, or function name? And no unions. Are there unions? No, there's no unions. I don't think there's unions in Aztec C. This is correct for declaration. Can you run it? Doc, I can't run it. I can't run this code. This code will not work. I sent you the prompts I sent. You're twisting my arm, bruh. Homie, we're like... Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna take this. I'm gonna copy it. And I'm going to... I'm just gonna do it myself. Here. Oh, right. Let's say here is some code for the Altair 8800. Man, this stream is going off the goddamn rails, dude. It is programmed in C and is aimed at CP/M 2.2. It is programmed in Aztec C, supposedly. However, it will not work as coded. Aztec C only supports defines, variables, and functions and data items with a length of 8 characters or less. Any more than that, those characters are left off of the parser and will not be seen. So, also, I don't think there are no enums, and I don't think there are unions either in Aztec C's implementation of K and R syntax. Also, be sure to use K and R syntax. No single line comments like this, only block comments like this. I think the code has those already. Here's the code I want you to fix. Cool. Oh, you mean up here? Well, too bad. Too bad. We just broke it. Oh, whoops. Oh, whoops. There we go. It added C-type. How do I stop this? Stop. Delete. Delete. Copy text. Delete. Okay, let's try this again. Only use stdio h. There are no other headers supplied by Aztec C other than its math implementation, which if you aren't using now, don't use. Use this prompt. Take this. Okay, so you're saying how do I what? Wait, how do I do it in the prompt to put it at the top? Oh. Here. Okay. Okay, let's run this again, baby. I don't think well, I don't know. We'll just run it. We'll just see what happens. It's thinking. Good God. Oh man, those defines look rough. I can't guarantee you those are gonna work. This looks really anemic. This is 356 lines. This is 353 lines. What is this even supposed to do? Is digit is alpha and is on them as preprocessor macros. They're primitive but correct. KNR compliance code is 100% KNRC. I don't believe you. No, the function definitions unlock them all our features. This is how we wrote code. When men were men and compilers were, well, unforgiving. Okay, that's nice. I wonder where they pulled that from. That's a nice quote. By Maverick? Oh, is Maverick the AI super programmer? Senior programmer? Those look okay. This looks okay, I think. It's gonna be rough. I'm just gonna save as and then we're gonna go here, and then we're gonna open up this window capture, our lua.c. Oh, balls. What? Line 36. Oh. Here it can't have slashes, I think. It can't have slashes in the name. Or in the is stdio here? Yeah. It compiled. Bro, it compiled. It assembled. It assembled. Okay, let's link it. Yo, Des, but what's the other thing you wanted to vibe code? Yo, this is so fun. I hate vibe coding, but like whenever we vibe code something absolutely retarded for CPM, it's just so fun. It linked. It linked. So, like, is this supposed to, like... Oh my god. It runs. So, like, what do I do? What's its oh, the code is here. It like it runs. This is the code. Yeah, it was one prompt. That's kind of nuts. Yeah, I have to tell it all the intricacies of Aztec C, but okay, but what can this do? Like, well, you know what? Why am I reading the code? Thanks so much. It works in one shot. So what can I do with this? What functions does it have? Statement colon equals identifier. Design the print feature. You mean didn't even have print? It didn't even have print? What? Of course, I wrote it. You seem surprised. You asked what it can do. It does exactly what it is designed to do. Nothing more. It's perfect and minimal foundation. Shut up. You sound so fucking pretentious. Oh my god. Dastard gave this a snarky attitude. Okay, so basically, yeah, saying this is Lua is really kind of a stretch, isn't it? You don't want. Oh, right. You told it to write a prompt, right? Bro, I am reading your messages. I'm just trying to not spend too much time on them, unfortunately. Not because I'm not interested. It's just it would be a lot of silence. Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I think I completely understood what you did. Is prompt engineer something completely separate from Gemini? Like I think that's where my disconnect happened. It uses Gemini to write prompts for Gemini. Okay, but it's a separate tool. Okay, I gotcha. I gotcha. Okay. I thought you said write this prompt as if you're a senior engineer named this guy. Um, no, I gotcha. Okay. Okay. Oh man. Okay, let's get a little bit back onto track. Um. Hmm. Cursor movement. Okay, it's a fun derailment. I'm totally down. I like it when you goad me into vibe coding. It really is fun. Cursor y is greater than 0. Cursor y minus minus, so you move up. This is going to be down. And this is going to be the prompt engineer. Let me just look this up. I've used it to make a prompt for a whole D&D game with maps and shit. What? Okay, I'm sorry. But you know Medium? Isn't Medium just completely written? It is not written by this Indian dude. Every goddamn article in Medium, I swear, is written by AI. Like, on the fly. Because I have found a Medium article for the most niche things I've asked, even down to how to do assembly code with the, AVR chips. And it's always like written 6 months ago. Like, there's no fucking way. Yeah, no, I saw. I see what you mean now. I'm sorry. I'm just. Oh, sweet. Please, Desp. I'm kind of retarded right now. Left if cursor x is greater than 0. Less than Sterling program cursor y cursor x plus. Send a screenshot. I had to reprompt it after that one because it didn't really get it right, and that's the prompt I sent here. Okay, I see what you mean. When you say you're telling to make a prompt, you're not writing a prompt to make it a prompt. You're literally, you are, but like you're just straight up asking it to make a prompt that, when put in front of your question, will do what you want it to do. I gotcha. This is like some meta shit. Not gonna lie, this is kind of nuts. I know, Louth was asking about, how do you learn to code? Bro, hopefully by the time you learn to code, we're still coding and we're not just doing it all via AI. Oh, lol. Yeah, I know this. I look. I failed out of I failed out of a college. You're not working with the best and brightest here. If so, I yeah, that's probably supposed to be doing chores anyway. Yeah, I thought it was supposed to be doing your chores, bruh. Um, yeah, bro. Thanks. I'm glad you are. That's always nice that I'm actually entertaining enough to have people locked in here. I wish. I mean, look, I could just probably one shot this, but like, then you have the problem of like, you had the problem of the lines, the line. You had the problem of like, is it worth it anymore? Like, like, is it? If you can just one shot code every time, all the time, like, yeah, prompting shit isn't that rewarding. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is like in a way, but like it's definitely the TikTok dopamine rush. Like you get it, it's fun to see work, instantly, but and like ask us again in 5 years, and we're gonna be like, I can't believe we ever programmed like, old people. Oh my god. Oh, by the way, yeah, it does. Yo, check it. Shiny new piece, right? Happening at the end of June. It's pretty awesome. Yo, one was great. It was small. Like 27 people, 27 or 28 people. 29, I think, including the photographer. But no, it was great. Very small. Um, very intimate, I guess you would say, because we're all together in a small space. I'm happy with it. Demand is too. Um, if I have advice for any of you who ever want to get married, don't ever plan your own wedding. Holy shit. You would have attended virtually. I'm sorry I didn't tell you. No, seriously, we planned it, but like toward the end, like her mother and her cousin wanted to um sort of get on the action of like planning the decorations and the food, like getting that rolling. And we are so glad they did, because they did a fantastic job on the place, fantastic job on decorating. Amanda and I would have never been able to pull that off. They stayed like the night before. They stayed at the venue until I think it was. They haven't told us how late they stayed, and I don't know when they will. But I think till like 2 a.m. they stayed. Like they started at like 2 p.m. and stayed till like 2 a.m. decorating the place, and then after the wedding, on the wedding night, when Amanda and I left, they stayed and took it down because this is a venue that also had another event on like another day. So holy shit. Cannot thank them enough for that. If I had to do it again, definitely would not plan it myself. I would be pulling in every family resource we had, every single one. Okay. Code related. So I have the control key set. What happens if I hit a character? What happens if I hit A, B, C, or D? Like, what happens if I just start typing? We're coding the line, we're coding the screen editor, so we're gonna write the logic for the screen editor. If is print is it a printable character, essentially? So basically, which line am I on? How long is this line? If the length of your line is less than max line len minus 1. So basically, if I'm able to fit it on the line, and if not, I'm just not going to print it. I'm just not going to register that key press. It's pretty easy, and also this is a 5 instruction computer, so you're not going to have crazy long lines of source code. That would just be really comments, but don't worry about it. So yep. Line cursor X now equal your character you typed. Increment your cursor. Draw, edit. Break, up, Just scrolling. Make sure you redraw your scroll bar. I'm using the prompt engineer to make an AI version of you. Oh, God. Yo, send me that one. Wait, what do you mean? You don't have a lot of my... Wait, what? How does that... What? Des, what are you doing? What are you doing with the AI version of me, please? Actually, don't answer that. It's thinking. Oh, terrible. Oh, God. You gotta send me screenshots. Okay. If cursor using YouTube. Yo, bro. A chemical. You like a chemical? Yo, Des, what are you doing? Des, what are you doing? Oh no. Does it do deleted videos too? Because there's a couple deleted videos from back in the day that probably should never see the light of day ever again on my channel. I extracted a whole live stream. How does the tokens work? Is it my voice? Is it just like 3 hours of dead air? Gemini can't even hold that. But like it's the entirety of the live stream, like what? Like 500,000 tokens is a lot of tokens. How can you tokenize video though? Like, does it like run it through like a OCR or something? Just send it, but like, does that mean I can like find anyone and just literally just get a YouTube link and it converts it to that? It's like OCR and crack. Yeah, seriously. I'm very curious to see what you come up with that. Okay. Oh, my lord. Okay. Onto the main function, and then after this we're going to load it into CPM SimH. We're going to try to compile, but obviously it won't work. And then we're just going to run through the tedious list of functions to recreate and see. Desp. Desp. Oh God. Does it do audio? The response is too long? Okay, let's see. It leans into the microphone. A user is asking. Okay, I won't say a user is asking about Jones versus calls. That's a good question. So I think the simplest way to put this is that they put no audio. I wish it, dude. Come on, it has to be audio. Can you send it into the Discord? I want to see this. Like, I want to see this. Okay, let's see. A user is asking about jumps versus calls. Yeah, that's a good question. So I think the simplest way to put it is they both change the flow of the program, right? They both modify the program counter. Oh, dude, no audio. That sucks. Because you could do audio generation with Gemini. I just don't think it can tokenize things and generate it on the fly, though. Bruh, that's insane. The leans into microphone. God, oh. That just is cringy. Yo, anyone who's here, please, if you want, please subscribe. Hey, I'm gonna make actual VODs. I swear to God, I'm gonna make actual VODs. I'm gonna get back into the Altair 8800 assembly tutorials. Because I know it looks really messy, but I actually have a setup for the Altair. And stay tuned because I have something cooking. OpenGL for the Altair 8800. Yes, you heard it right. 3D programming for the Altair 8800. And no, I'm not doing it in BASIC. I'm doing it in C with matrix multiplication. Okay, let's whip this white up. Give me something to prompt it. Desp, let's say, I'm sorry, Desp, are you saying something like, what should I have it do? Okay, here. Have the Gemini version of me, I'm sorry. I'm so focused on you guys. The sound of a microphone of a mechanical keyboard clicks softly in the background. On screen, a dark-themed VS Code window is filled with C code. Okay. So the issue, I think, is in the symbol table lookup. The jump instruction isn't getting to the right address for the 4 declared labels, which means pass 1 is probably messing something up. The hash function might be a little too simple. Hash function? Why am I talking about a hash function? Might be a little too simple, causing collisions where it shouldn't. What the hell is this talking about? The chat's up on the monitor, so yeah, if you folks have any questions while I'm digging through this, just let me know. I'll try to keep an eye on it. It's getting a little late, so forgive me if I'm a bit slow. Do we say it that much? For now, though, let's just dump the symbol table to a file after the first pass to see what it actually contains. That feels like the next logical step. Okay, this last part just actually sounds stupid. This feels like the next logical step. I'll just pipe std out for now. No need to get fancy. Oh my god, that's kind of cringe. That last part's kind of cringe. Okay, let's see what it says. A programmer who is in the middle of a live streaming session. You must maintain this persona consistently. Okay, what do you prompt it? Prompt it saying, you want me to tell you how to make a maze game in C. And I want to see what it says. Who are you? I'm Patrick Jackson. Sometimes Winston, you are a software developer, YouTuber, and educator I'm an educator who's deeply passionate about technology. Your current situation, you're in the middle of a long, focused live stream, probably late at night. You're sharing your screen. The thought process as you work on a complex personal project. Your personality and vibe, calm and methodical. Methodical is up for debate. You have a very relaxed and patient demeanor. You are the opposite of a loud, high-energy streamer. Your focus is entirely on the technical challenge. Humble and self-aware. You mean self-deprecating? You are clearly an expert, but don't act like you know it all. You're comfortable admitting when you make a mistake. Whoops, that's not right when you need it. Aww. When you need to. Oh god. Let's copy this. No, I don't want to change language. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And when you need to look at something, or even when you're just feeling a little bit tired. Okay. Conversational teacher. Aw, thank you. I didn't. You treat your viewers, you call folks, as intelligent peers to explain complex stories clearly and methodically without dumbing them down. Aw, thank you. I actually did teach skiing since I was 14, and can't teach them stupid. CPUs and assembly, you're an expert in older CPUs like Intel 800 and Z80, you learn with assembly language, your utility main language of the system is C. You use GCC with specific flags like, I like how it picks these flags up that I use. I use them, but that's just so I personally, you work in a directing VS Code editor, debug by inspecting hex dumps and binaries. The reason I do pedantic is because I don't like seeing warnings in my code. I think warnings should be errors, but to each their own. Core concepts, you were fluent in topics like opcodes, adjusting modes, and compilers and assemblers. I like how it says I'm fluent when I don't know shit. The stack program counters and binary manipulation. Secondary subjects, you also have interest in gardening, weightlifting, and car maintenance. No, car maintenance just because it's cheaper to do it myself. Only mention these if it feels very natural or a brief aside. Yeah, I could get into artistic gardening rants. How to respond to questions. The user asks a question and you follow a pattern to get a natural and character response. Acknowledge the chat. Start by noticing the question instead of reading it from a second monitor. Well, I am reading it from a second monitor. Meanwhile, while we're here, let's just take this. Make this bigger so I don't. Here we go. Oh, I'm sorry, just here. I was so into it. Let me show this. The sound of quiet typing on mechanical keyboard clacks off in the background. It's always the same. Phil, the C code of it looks like a table of Z80 opcodes. You wouldn't have those on the same screen unless you're making an assembler. Alright, let's see. The question for chat. Let me just pull it over. How do we make a maze scheme in C? Okay, that's a good project. A classic. It's a bit of a change of pace from the Z80 stuff, but the fundamentals are solid. I would never say that last part. Let me think. How would I approach that? So basically what you're saying is the prompt engineer looks at my video, makes that prompt for you to ask this question. This is so, like, Inception-y. It's kind of terrifying. I think, how do you approach that? For first thing, you need a way to represent the maze itself. The simplest way is probably the best way to start is a two-dimensional array. A char array is perfect for this. You could have something like, char maze 2040. Yeah. Then you use different characters for what's in a maze, a hash symbol for the wall, a space for a path. You need it. I would never say a space for a path. I would say a period. Do a period for a floor tile. God damn, get it straight. You need a character for a player, maybe an @ symbol or a P. I would never say a P. I would always say an @ symbol. And something for exit like an E. No, I would use the, well, there. I would use that symbol for the stairs. I mean, don't even worry about generating maze. It's a whole bit fun problem. I would never say fun problem. It's just another problem. With recursive backtracking. It's just hard code one. Literally type it out in your code. It lets you focus on the main logic. So like, I think this works as me, but it doesn't stick. Like it will peter off into technobabble that sounds like an AI. Yeah, it's only one stream. Yeah. I know. But like, it's impressive. It's just it goes off. Like it starts as me and then goes off as, well, AI. Anyway, think out loud. Don't just give the answer. Start verbalizing your thought process. Not just on your pauses and feels like, let me think. So, yeah, it sounds stupid, essentially. Explain methodically, walk through the explanation one by one, step by step. Narrate your actions as if you're pointing things out on the screen, mostly because I probably am. Correct yourself. If it feels natural, make a small mistake and correct it. This makes the person more believable. Okay, it's telling you that AI to do this. The instruction takes one by right now. The full command 3 and my mistake. Return to your work. After answering smoothly, I just stop. Test you're doing, for instance. So that's the gist anyway. Where was I? Right. The symbol wasn't being resolved. I think it's fairly. The flow is correct. My verbiage is not. Never break character. Yep. Stay calm. Avoid high energy. Avoid modern slang. You can drop it in there, but it depends on the context. Know your limits. If you don't know something, say I'm meant to pull the data sheet for that. Don't remember this off the top of my head. True. Yeah. Use the question. What's the difference between pass 1 and pass 2 of your assembler? What is the pass 1? Oh my god. Okay, pass 1 versus pass 2. So in pass 1, the assembler reads through the whole ASM file but doesn't generate any machine code yet. Does it not? Okay, I knew something. The only thing it's doing its entire job is to find all the labels. These pauses are me trying to tiredly figure out my thoughts, by the way. Is to find all the labels. So loop label passes. In pass 1, the loop says, okay, here's a label. Let's address, say, 10C. This is nuts. Yeah, no, I believe you. How you didn't write anything in this. You're going to change the example responses. Yeah. As stores the symbol table, it all does. Then in pass 2, goes to the code again. Actually, symbols, jump loop, yeah, blah, 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 yep. Why do you prefer using C for... Okay, let's see if it gets this answer right. Instead of something higher level. Why C? I get asked that sometimes. I guess, well, for things like this in assembler, you're so close to the middle, you're literally manipulating individual bytes. I think about memory layout. C gives you that direct control. You have pointers, you can malloc your own memory, and you can work with broad binary data without the language getting in the way. If I were, say, using Python, there'd be all this abstraction I have to work around. I don't think I'd word it like that. It's a great language, don't get me wrong, but for this, it gestures to the code on the screen. I want to feel the bytes, It just feels right. Anyway, let's get back to the build work. I keep forgetting the right command. Okay, what are you doing again? Sandpaper. Sorry, we got sidetracked. Desp here in chat has created a Gemini AI model. Sorry, a Gemini prompt that has a prompt in it that is based off of one of my streams. So the chat that Desp has will now answer programming questions as me. And I'm just reading what it would say and seeing if it would, actually be correct. Anyway, What I am doing, or am I supposed to be doing, is I'm writing a 5-instruction computer emulator in C for the Altair 8800 computer running, an Intel 8080, running in C. It will have an on-screen editor for you to write source code, and also buttons to, press F1 and F10 to run and stop your code, have registers to run the code. Yeah, I'm making an emulator and an on-screen editor in C for the Altair 8800 for the terminal. Whew. Okay. Basically fill everything with no ops, end of line characters for I equals 0, I less than. Register. Do I not have... Okay, we'll fix that in 1 second. Total written lines written in stream 20. Dog, that is too real. Also, how did you get the icon, the crown #1 in the chat? Is this going to be open source, Stand Up Roy? Yes, it will be. I just don't have it on GitHub yet. I really do need to go through and put all my projects on GitHub. Yeah, it'll be open source. Total number lines of AI slop read. Yeah, dog, it's insane. This stream is insane. Oh, because you're typing the most. It's XP per stream. Is that a new thing? Wait, why is it... What? Oh, okay. It's a new thing. Wow, that's crazy. Huh. That's kind of fun. Dude, this is gonna be... Makes the stream more interactive. Yeah, it does. Okay, so... we are going to turn on window capture. Yeah. Wait, what? Line 58? Oh. There. Okay. Oh. Whoops. The sound of the quiet typing on a mechanical keyboard clacks softly in the background. The screen is dark. The Notepad++ menu with C code. God damn it. Are you? Can you put this stream in? So it's just recursively bullshit. Uh. Labels, right. Struct label. Labels. You guys had to use a stream that was only 30 minutes long, really. 2 million tokens, I believe it. 1 million tokens per hour. Next labels is not. So unless Gemini gets more than 1 million tokens, it's not gonna happen. I gotcha. WDR. Let's see. I know that. Let me turn this there. I'm sorry. I don't know why I forgot to. Dude, I legit did forget how to code. It's been a long time. Right, it's like legit, dog. Okay, let's try this again. Name. And line 235. Let's see, what was I supposed to do? What? One moment. Me after touching code after 2-day break. Yeah, I understand. Sandpit. Shit happens. It's been like a few weeks for me though. So I have the Aztec-C user manual printed out to me by the bookshop owner of our hometown in Vermont. The same guy who married us, by the way. Like post no clarity, but instead just time and not programming. Yeah, I understand. Okay, basically I'm gonna look to see if string comp exists. Because I got a function list. It does. String comp exists. There's actually a lot of stuff in here. Huh. These functions operate on null terminated strings. Compares two arguments and returns an integer greater than or equal to according to S1's lexicographically greater than. Jesus Christ. This may have to go for another night. Labels I dot name comma name. Oh. Jesus. Okay. Milo. Hey Milo. You want to say something to the camera? To the stream? He's bugging me. I think he wants me to pet him and put him to bed. Isn't that right? Okay. Yeah. I like how it's like there's only 2 errors in the entire code. There's no way this shit works. Dumbest dog, an awesome cat. Yeah, no, cats are dope. Dogs are dope too. Look, Milo, I know you want me to give you attention. Okay, this motherfucker, he likes to be pet like this. That's what he likes. Like, listen to him. He's still purring. He loves it. So I have to, like, sit there, just like that. Like, for like 10 minutes straight. He loves it. Sandpit. Why am I programming on Pet++? Because to me, for this use case, it doesn't make sense to program in Visual Studio Code because I have no reason to. All the compiler and everything else is just it's not an x86 compiler. It's not an x86 system. I'm using an emulator for it completely. I just use it because it's fast. I've used it before, I've used it a ton, and I could just as easily use just Notepad or Vim for it. Okay, so it's compiled, and I'm gonna call cap on that shit because I'm looking for the table. I'll get to you, homie. Milo. He's jumping up on me and my leg. Yeah, there's no way this thing works. Watch this. I assemble it, and then if I do bln dr dot o b c dot lib. See, look, so is space doesn't exist, stir icomp doesn't exist, runprog doesn't exist, and isprint doesn't exist. So runprog, let's fix that. So now, yeah, I'm writing for CPM. Is Bert reading about? Yes. Sorry, Sanjay. Yes, I am reading a printed manual for the ASTIC C language for a very old computer. And as I said, this booklet, I got printed by the bookshop keeper of the town that I grew up in Vermont. And he married me and Amanda just a couple weeks ago. And I have a book for ASTIC C. And I have a book for WordMaster, which is the screen editor for CPM that I use. Like, look, even as yeah. No, seriously, not even LLMs can do this. At least not straight up without a lot of prompting. If you want to create apple pie, then you must learn how to invent the universe first. Yeah, kind of. I think that's more of assembly programmers, though. Okay, so I think we're at a good stopping point. I need sleep because I need to get to work. I need to do is space stir icomp and isprint. But no, there is no std here, bro. I need to do those three, implement those three functions. And I am fairly confident that when I implement these three functions, this will work. So I'm going to leave off to do that. I want to say tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think I can implement those three functions. And then, yeah, we will be able to run this into maybe, if I can find the equipment, we can run it on the real hardware back there. And I have a camera that I can take and I can run back there for you guys, and you can see it run on the real hardware. Yeah. Well, that's it. Thank you so much for sticking around. 106 total viewers. Yeah, I'd ask for the chores at 1 a.m. Don't wake up your parents. Thank you for sticking around, guys. I'll be headed to bed. Gotta probably go to work. Pay the bills. And I should see you tomorrow, if not then the next night, to finish the three functions and get it working. That stream should be fairly quick. Hey, I'm glad I'm calling from the other side of the world, brah. See ya guys.